Saskatchewan. We are live at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Centre for the first round of the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. We are going to be live here and watching a big prairie showdown to open this Canadian Mixed, as Team Alberta, skipped by Morgan Muse, will be taking on Team Saskatchewan, skipped by Sean Meacham. We'll run down the lineups for these two teams. Team Alberta, skipped by Morgan Muse. The third is Brad Kokoranis. The second is Shanna Snell. The lead, Kai McCauley. They are from the Calgary and Cochrane curling clubs. Team Saskatchewan, from a few hours south of here in Prince Albert, from Swift Current, skipped by Sean Meacham. The vice is Kelly Schaefer. The second, Chris Heikert. And the lead is TJ Heikert. My name is Al Cameron, and I am joined today by Trish Bibby from right here in Prince Albert. Trish, you've worn those Saskatchewan colors, so in the past, obviously, you've got a rooting interest in this game, but I know it's just a great showdown to start this Canadian Mixed.
Absolutely. We're so excited to welcome all of these competitors to Prince Albert for a week of what undoubtedly will be some excellent competition.
And, you all saw the weather outside of the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Centre. It is snowy, it is windy, and we can tell you some of the teams have not made it here in time, so the schedule has had to be juggled just a little bit. We're still waiting for the arrival of the teams from the Northwest Territories and the Yukon, and some of the players from Team Newfoundland and Labrador and Team Nova Scotia are en route, but we should have, knock on wood, full lineups available as this championship goes into tonight and tomorrow morning. And we're just witnessing the draw to the buttons here to prepare for this championship. Prince Albert, of course, hosted the Canadian Mixed in 2005 at this very curling club, and many of you longtime curling fans may recall that 2005 champion was none other than Mark Nichols from Newfoundland Labrador, and of course Mark helping Team Gushu and Team Canada win gold earlier today at the Pan-Continental Championships in Calgary. So congratulations to Mark, but obviously he's got a history in Prince Albert, and we will see the last shot draws determining last rock advantage. Pardon me? 14 teams here in Prince Albert competing for the Canadian Mixed, and the winner will go to the World Mixed next October, site to be determined by the World Curling Federation. Of course, Canada will enter that World Mixed in 2023 as three-time defending champions.
That's his heaviest, I think.
I got the same.
We see Sean Meacham throwing last shot draw to determine last rock in the first end.
Easy, easy, easy. Easy, easy, easy.
No.
Get better.
We don't want to lose it. Oh, no. It's all there.
No.
It's all there. Sit.
Okay, good.
Good shot.
Based on that, we can tell you, looking like Saskatchewan will have last rock for this first end. 8 ends of play here at the Canadian Mixed. The trial no-tick rule that obviously has been talked about an awful lot will be used at the Tim Hortons Brier and the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. It will not be used here. So if rocks are on that center line, they can be ticked. Thinking being that most of these teams qualified for this championship under last season, so using last season's rules would make the most sense. And Kelly Schaefer will throw the second draw for Saskatchewan. As many of you know, all the last shot draw totals are accumulated throughout the week, and they will come into play at the end of the week as we determine standings to go into the playoffs. There will be no tiebreakers at the Canadian Mixed.
That's a bullet.
So it's all going to be based first on head-to-head between tied teams, and then it would go to the last shot draw. So that's why even before a rock is thrown in a game, these draws are crucial, and Saskatchewan appears to think that Kelly Schaefer is a little deep on that draw.
Don't touch. Don't touch.
Sit in the forefoot. Okay.
Grab your other rock, Kel.
Grab your other rock. That's going there.
So we'll be getting underway soon as Alberta will go out to the ice surface and we will get things started. The teams will be introduced. 3 draws, 3 games going on here this afternoon. And Trish, you curl here. You know what this ice is like. Tell us a little bit what to expect.
I do. We play a couple of times a week. The players can expect some consistent ice across all 4 of the sheets that they're playing on this week. They will see the ice keen up a little bit, I would anticipate, in the first couple of ends. But after that, it should be consistent for the rest of their games. I do know that the rocks have been freshly sanded, so they are ready to go, sharpened up for them. We should expect some really good shots.
Drew Rahorchuk is the chief ice technician here at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center, and in speaking with some of the players, they really did like the ice conditions from this morning's practices. So, and as you say, these are the club rocks, but they have been, pick a euphemism, sanded, textured, manipulated. They're ready to go. They'll be sharper than probably you're used to for club play, I would suspect, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we see that because in competitive play, we see players with usually a cleaner release than you would see maybe from a league player. So if we had league players out there this week, you might see rocks curling a lot more than they will with these competitive players.
And just to tell you a little bit about these 2 teams, and we'll let the chief umpires, the umpires introduce the teams on the ice, and we'll be back for live action. Got it. So we'll tell you a little bit about these teams. Team Saskatchewan, skipped by Sean Meacham. We mentioned Kelly Schaefer, Chris Heikert, TJ Heikert. Chris and TJ are former Canadian mixed champions. They won the 2015 championship playing with Max Kirkpatrick out of Swift Current, and they went on to win a bronze medal at the World Mixed Championship with Max. And Kelly Schaefer has a lot of experience herself. She's been to the Olympics 3 times playing for Great Britain. And Sean has been a veteran campaigner representing Saskatchewan at a lot of different events over the years. A very, very solid curler with a lot of knowledge of this game. So this will be a very deep Saskatchewan team that should be in the hunt at the end of the week. And you should know, by the way, this Saskatchewan team from Swift Current happens to be the organizing committee for the 2023 Canadian Mixed Championship, which will be staged in their hometown of Swift Current. Team Alberta, Morgan Muse has a ton of experience. She's a former Canadian champion herself. Skipped Alberta to the Canadian Club Championship in 2018, representing Alberta, but also has played at a World Juniors. She was a bronze medalist as the alternate for Team Canada in 2005 and played at the Canadian Juniors in 2005, skipping Nova Scotia. We are underway. This is Kai McCauley. And Trish, I think they're going to get rocks in play right away and game on. That's what we'd like to see.
Absolutely. Now, Al, correct me if I'm wrong, but is Morgan the only female skip at this event?
Well, I was going to save that for later because, we got time to kill here, Trish. But I will tell you, she is, in fact, the only female skip and trying to repeat a feat that only has been accomplished once in the history of this event. Shannon Kleibrink skipped Alberta to the Canadian Mixed Champion, the only female skip ever to win the Canadian Mixed Championship. So Alberta looking to repeat that feat. As noted, Shannon Kleibrink and Morgan and Shannon would have curled each other a number of times in that tough Calgary women's curling scene. And this is TJ Heikert.
Right back's a good one.
All the way, go. Long the 10.
Team Saskatchewan sweeping that rock to the back of the house, looking to bring it behind that guard that Alberta set up just in front of the house.
Right now?
So Trish, why would it be an advantage or a perceived advantage having a female skip in your mind?
Oh, that's a really good question, Al. Well, I guess if we look at the sweeping, for example, if you had more powerful, then you'd have men sweeping more often than you'd have women sweeping. Women often tend to keep composure, strategy-wise. There may be some differences there, but other than that, I'm not really too sure.
I think more than anything, probably with this team, it draws upon Morgan's experience as a skip and having skipped to a national championship. She's clearly comfortable on the tee head. There's a freeze attempt.
Lock her on, load her up.
And you heard
Same
Sean,
way.
lock her on, load him up.
Here we go.
Yep, game on.
Smaller, eh?
Line's
I
great.
don't think
A
so.
little heavier.
No. Line's good this time.
Line's good. Yeah, got it.
Sweet.
We're
You
there.
can see Chris is sweeping on the inside of the rock or close to the rock, trying holding that rock straight so that they get it around this guard.
Gonna need it. Yep. Oh, right. Not too deep.
Thanks.
Stay close to our mouth again.
Do you like the run?
And that is dead
I think
buried,
it's top
Trish.
40, top
Absolutely. Didn't quite get it down to the face of the opposition's rock like they were hoping to do, but
That's
you're
red
absolutely right. It's gone.
It's red rock. It's fine. Yeah, it's red rock. You can get rid of your own anytime.
9.
A little discussion of the free guard zone rule, but it's they can remove their own rock from play, as you heard Kai and Brad discussing that. So Shanna Snell will be asked to play the run back.
9.
Whoa. Just roll it off. Yep.
Saskatchewan with last rock, sitting 1,
T-line.
looking like they'll split the
There's been a
rings.
few thrown here in practice, right?
Yeah, I threw two
Couple down
across
the middle.
there, yeah.
Saskatchewan looking to
Yeah,
draw
it's nice,
Alberta's
so I
attention to
threw a
the
couple
other
Right
side
on
of the
the tee
house, maybe take their attention away from that shot rock. Hoping to set this rock in a place where there isn't a double for Alberta.
Yep.
Curling, guys.
Look for me.
T-line.
Gotta be T.
Yep, go.
Hard.
Hard.
Guys, hard.
Got to get it there for second shot.
Take this spot. But
9.
Not
5.
quite sure they did, though.
9. Do you like
So
the
it
same
is
weight?
an open hit here for Alberta to sit 2.
you got it, Shan. Nine.
Whoa.
Counterclockwise.
Hard, Brad.
Hard,
Go,
Brad.
go,
Hit
right
attempt
up.
here. Now
Push,
Brad's
push,
going to
push.
see if he can carve it in just a little to hold that shooter, but it will roll out.
Just because it curled so much more than going center line in, like towards the wings.
I think so. Straight freeze.
Hit.
I'll give you a hair more.
Chris Heikert being called upon for the freeze attempt to those back rocks. Not a lot of curl in this ice, as you see, based on that where Sean was holding the broom.
Yep.
I suspect that'll change as the game goes on, though.
I would think so.
Gotta go.
Line's good.
Nice, good.
Gotta go.
Wait only.
Get it back here. Get it back
Hard.
here. Hard, line.
Hard.
Keep going, guys.
TJ and Kelly really working this rock to get it as deep as possible.
Right, that's really good. Good spot. All right. Good job.
But again, leaves an open hit for Alberta to sit 2.
Well, Brad Kokorayanis settling in.
10.
Yep.
Yep.
You can hear the sweepers yelling
You got it.
10. They're
Push,
referring
push,
to
push,
10
push.
seconds, which is the time
Right up,
between
Shan.
the
You
2
got
hog
it.
lines.
Push, 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 push.
10 seconds
Push, push, push,
traditionally
push.
known as a control weight, or slightly less than what you'd see on a normal hit.
Good breath.
And that's a tough break for Alberta. The jam. And suddenly this turns into an opportunity for Saskatchewan to put up a crooked number here.
I like moving it out line 3.
I can see it. You want to put a freeze top or not?
Well, let's just make sure we're nice, and then if it's coming good, we can sweep to the
Okay.
best.
Okay.
It's only got to
Back
move
eight
it a
and
foot.
So what was
There's a
the
pinch
discussion
tougher
there,
here,
Trish?
Kelly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Meacham was calling for the draw. He was looking to put one in for a second shot. But Kelly and teammates were letting him know that they could openly see that red stone and that they thought that they could get rid of it. A stone that's not in play is a stone that will not count.
Where are you at, guys?
T-line.
Okay, whoa.
Just me. We're to it.
Curly, go, Curly, go. Gotta go. Okay, just fully.
Trying to get it there for second shot. Great scrub there by TJ and Chris.
Come to this side.
Need to manage to tuck it a little bit behind that one that's sitting top 12.
Sure, it's almost a guaranteed 2 then.
What do you like?
Yeah, whatever you like.
What do you like, Brad?
I don't mind either. Draw, sure.
What do you like, Trish?
I like the freeze. I'd be coming down in there.
You got it, Brad.
Chances are that Alberta's likely going to have to play a draw on their last shot, so being comfortable with that draw weight. If they come down a little heavy, they can either move that one that's sitting top 12, move it off a little bit, and then expose that shot rock, or if they come around there a little heavy and they do happen to nudge that shot rock back a little, that could be advantageous for them, build a little wall back there.
We're to it.
We're a little heavy.
Kai's
Just
rock.
do it.
Kai's rock.
Just do it.
Yep. Whoa.
Line only.
Yep. Hard, straight, Kai. Straight shot.
Really good throw, Brad.
That's a lovely
Really
shot
good
by
high,
Brad
yeah.
Kokorayanis. They had the option of the run back there, but boy, that was a nicely executed shot. Now Saskatchewan's going to have to work to get its deuce.
Absolutely. I think that draw was definitely a safer shot than the run back was. The run back had a few different ways that could go wrong. They also
A few landmines out there.
absolutely. They also haven't thrown that big weight on that outside part of that sheet. I am going to let you in a little secret. It tends to be a little trickier as you get close to those poles out there, so you have to keep your wits about you.
Here's the members' knowledge we were looking for, Trish. Kelly Schaefer looking to play the hit.
Watch that red.
He's got a chance.
Oh shit, that one hit my foot. It was gonna, I think it was going.
There was a jam there. And now this end is turned around and quick. Here's another look.
Let's just make
Yeah.
it go away.
Huge jump shot here.
Yes, straight through.
That was an unlucky
should do
break
that
wreck
hole.
with that jam at the
Yeah.
back.
I think she's probably gonna throw a 9-5 at it.
Amazing how ends can turn around in an awful hurry.
So quickly.
This was looking like maybe a 3. Now suddenly it's looking like a good chance for a force for Alberta in this first end, which would be a win.
Yeah.
Pardon? Yeah. Ideally.
Morgan
right
Muse
on
with her first shot of this 2022 Canadian Mixed Championship here in Prince Albert. Got to be careful with this one though.
There's a couple of catchers there for her.
Ty McCauley trying to keep it straight.
Hard for piece.
Barely gets it out. Those are the 4 worst words in curling, aren't they?
Hard for a piece.
Yes.
Although, you know what, as a sweeper, when I hear hard for a piece, I hear you can make a difference. How's that for growth mindset?
There is that. That's positive thinking. I like it.
There's a double here.
Yeah. Yeah,
So just as he stated,
Half rock,
Sean's
yeah.
looking for that double. He's looking for both rocks.
I like it. Half rock. Yep.
Sean zeroed in on this hit. Calling hard for line.
Might get the freeze though. Oh, just over top.
Okay, this should run very straight. I agree. Yeah.
Morgan looking to hit this opposition rock and then flop to the outside a little bit, keeping her rock in play, hopefully to force Saskatchewan to their 1 point, but hoping to roll away so that the double, if it exists, is harder for Sean.
Yeah.
Not a lot of ice there for Morgan. She's quite confident that this is going to run straight for her.
You got it. Same weight.
Morgan Muse, open hit to sit 2. And that will roll out. And Trish, if you'd asked me 3 minutes ago if this was going to be a blank end, I would have laughed at you.
I wouldn't have thought that either. But I think that little straight strip there kind of got her. She knew it was going to run straight, but I think she had a pretty positive rotation on that rock, and I didn't quite see, but there might have been a little set there, and that particular strip on this sheet is not going to be forgiving. So Sean lining up here, he's also going to throw that counterclockwise turn, and he's looking for a hit and a roll out so that he can retain last rock going into the next end.
Clean.
And you always like to hear clean, clean, and the blank is executed.
Good shot, Sean.
So it will be zeros on the board here after the first end, and we'll be right back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center for the second end of this opening round of the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship.
Come on.
Welcome back to Prince Albert for the second end of this opening round of the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. It will be Saskatchewan's team Sean Meacham taking hammer into the second end after a blank first, and TJ Heikert looking to throw up a corner guard after Alberta comes just top 12 with their first rock.
I think we're good.
Go on, get more food. Go on.
No, you guys like, I think 6 feet. 6 to 4 feet.
We will get to Kai McCauley, one of the youngest players in this Canadian mix, just 18 years old.
Mine's full.
Not the youngest, though.
No?
Oh no. We'll see Team Newfoundland and Labrador playing later this week. Nicholas Codner. Maybe he's 16. Maybe he's turned 16 by now. Of course, he set history at the Tim Hortons Brier last March in
That's probably
Lethbridge
pretty good.
as the youngest player in Brier history.
They can't hit it if you hit a nose.
That's awesome. What a great future ahead of him.
Absolutely, and that Newfoundland Labrador curling scene looking very solid. We'll see them later in the round robin here in Prince Albert.
In turn.
Alberta maybe fooled a little bit on that last rock. They were just a little bit too heavy and went all the way through.
Yep.
Clean.
TJ Heikert, she's a registered nurse an instructor at Great Plains College, teaching in the practical nursing program, and also works in acute care at the Cypress Regional Hospital. A frontline worker during the pandemic. Always great to see those frontline workers being able to chance to curl in these nationals, and salute them for what they put forth during that, 2.5, 3 years of tough times. Shanna Snell now for Alberta, looking to get around that short center.
Room!
Top 8.
Room!
Top 8.
There it goes. Mine's getting better. Still needs to curl. 15-1. Go, Brad.
Lots of room. They're trying to get to finish.
Finish the piece. Finish the piece.
Counting
You got
on
it.
Brad
Keep going,
to
keep going.
carve that rock over a little bit behind that guard that's sitting just above the house.
This is the play.
So, Chris, if you route this in, that's fine.
Sure.
Like just enough to get this out.
And speaking of frontline workers, here's another one. Chris Heichert, he's a captain with the Swift Current Fire Department. Also a general manager at the Swift Current Curling Club, so busy on and off the ice in Swift Current.
Pack.
Two Purple Hearts playing for Saskatchewan, playing with Pat Simmons. Very nice shot, and there's an example of weight control, isn't it, Trish? Just not throwing the big weight, keeping that rock in play.
That nice soft weight, handing it over to your sweepers, allowing them to control it, and then relying on Kelly. As you saw, she took it to the outside of the rings, where again, I shared a little secret with you, it might be a little tricky near those poles. So we'll see what happens with Alberta here.
Shanna Snell, she's the regional sales manager at genetics and specialty sales at Dynacare. And you ask, what does that mean? Well, she sells genetic testing to physicians in Western Canada in the field of prenatal genetics, and obviously can throw a rock or two as well, but that should... No, it's going to stay in play.
It's going to stay in play. She had a nice quiet weight on that hit, and again, we didn't see much movement outside in.
Need a little less weight, eh?
Yeah.
Just back 8.
Looks like the split is the call here. Get two yellows in the rings.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, if you're wondering, Chris and TJ, husband and wife.
Weight's good?
Yep.
Back
Yep.
And both happened before World Junior Champions. Both played for Team Canada in 2003. Might have curled there, seeing if they can go across the face.
Take the other turn.
No.
Good.
Gonna push it back. It's still a good shot though, because then that rock that's sitting outside of the house provides a bit of a guard, staggered a little bit.
It's still splittable later in the end if it comes to that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I don't know if Morgan's gonna give them that chance though.
All right, Brad, you got it.
Yep. Third ball. Yep. Go.
Kai McCauley trying to keep that on line.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's fine.
I was a little down on weight and it just wasn't enough
Drives
ice
it
for
back,
that.
makes contact with the second rock, but pops that Yellowstone out into the open, so now they can take a run at it maybe on their next shot. But Sean and Team Saskatchewan looking to draw their attention away and split the house by coming between those two guards.
Now Kelly Schaefer, mentioned a veteran of 3 Winter Olympics, playing with Great Britain. And just a wonderful story of how she landed in Canada. She was playing in the 2010 World Women's Championship for Great Britain in Swift Current, and met the mayor of Swift Current, Jared Schaefer, and a few years later they were husband and wife.
Oh, I love a good love story.
Trying to get that behind the corner guard. Nice throw by Kelly Schaefer.
Well done, good sweep by the front end as well.
All right, Brad. Nice 10 here. Ten.
Brad is an industrial automation specialist for the Westburn Rexel Group.
Clean.
That means he sells hardware and software for an industrial automation solutions vendor. We'll have to talk to him a little bit more about what that actually means, but he sells the computer stuff that makes ice plants run. Vaccines being manufactured, food and beverages being made, refining process. Just a little bit of everything, it sounds like he has his hands
Oh,
on.
no kidding.
Split house is good.
He might get a good roll.
I think just a little more on the inside than they wanted to be, and the roll was a little bit more than they wanted to be.
need at
They
least
wanted
what
to be
you gave us
behind
there.
that
Yeah.
that pile of rocks, but still stuck in there, and that rock is still in the house.
So Kelly Schaefer is being asked to split the rings here.
They're about the same.
The other fun fact about Kelly is she used to be a
Waist ice.
highly competitive Highland dancer back in the day as a junior aged athlete.
14.
On occasion, she told me she would
Really slide, Chris.
Yeah, it's not curling.
dance, and her curling teammate, Eve Muirhead, would play the bagpipes.
No way.
Yeah, go back a
Yes,
bit.
yes way. I don't make this stuff up. Nice draw by Kelly to split the rings, and it is Saskatchewan sitting 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was a nice shot by Kelly because now Morgan's going to come down. She's going to hit. If she flops over, she's going to be well behind the tee line, which then allows Saskatchewan the opportunity to draw in down on top of her. If that had been higher and she had then hit and flopped into the center,
Just keep your bring down.
then that would not have left that
Close.
space.
Bring down.
Where's the inside peel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Je pense que si t'es pour piler, c'est comme ça.
I agree.
Nose hits pretty good.
It's close to nose.
Morgan is 37.
9-5.
She works at the Spray Lake Sawmills Family Sports Center in Cochrane. She's a program supervisor in charge of curling special events and facility rentals. She's worked there since 2017. Makes a lovely hit and roll.
That's why I like coming around the center.
Yeah.
You go to the wing, they hit and
I
roll.
just said if they make a good hit and roll, it takes the under.
Come around the center, we're getting 3.
He thinks that you could see it?
Probably max,
Dead
but I
berry.
like it.
You can with half.
Was this kind of ice curling?
So that's
curling a whole lot.
partially buried, but
Back
Sean
line.
Yeah.
will take a pass at it and see if he can dig it out and sit 2.
Yeah.
The miss is
Well, you don't see too much of it from this angle, do you?
I can only see about a quarter on my screen.
it's a little tight.
Looks tight to me if you're throwing back.
A little more, Cal. Yeah.
Give
You're
it
just
chance,
playing to
right?
top it.
Yeah.
So Sean's going to come down with quiet weight here and give this again to his sweepers. They want to cut as tight to that guard as they possibly can.
Back line.
Dearly.
Back 12.
Stay close.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Curl.
Just me.
Good, yeah.
Go, 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 go. Just me.
Are they going to get it by? Yes, they do.
There we go. Now Chris carving it over to get as much of that red rock as they can. Great shot.
Very, very nice, and it is Saskatchewan sitting 2. It is open. And Morgan will try and roll it behind that center guard or even further over to make the shot for 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw how nicely Sean's rock came over. If Morgan can harness that same kind of weight and then rely on her sweepers, she could have a really good shot here.
Whatever you like. I think you like this.
Yeah, I like this. You can get a little piece under.
Yeah.
See just about, you see all of it, obviously, you can see from that angle. All exposed, but we're going to have to be careful with it. And they're trying to get that inside roll, as you say, Trish.
Sometimes we hear players say they don't want to get too cute with that guard.
Kai McCauley being asked to see if he can get a little movement on it inside. It will be shot rock, so Sean's going to have to
Have to hit it? Or
hit it.
Draw for 2.
You gotta hit it.
Yeah. Edge, just get this much off the edge.
Switch ya.
You might have to swing it around and make it curl.
Sean left with no choice but to hit this rock, and you hear the conversation around how much is this gonna curl. So again, we're on the pole side of this sheet. We're coming outside in what's reasonable. I suggest he keep the weight down, again, soft weight, and hand this over to his sweepers.
Heavy 10.
Little up.
Clean.
Little up.
Clean. Whoa.
Hair up.
Clean.
Hair up. Maybe don't even touch it.
Clean. Yep.
Very, very nicely executed on a nervous shot there for Sean Meacham, but well executed, and it is a deuce on the board for Team Saskatchewan, and Alberta will have hammer when we come back for the third end here in Prince Albert.
Saskatchewan is cold. So cold that you'll often hear locals ask each other, is it cold enough for you? The bold and brave, they'll already know the answer to this question. Saskatchewan is cold enough. Cold enough to cover our land with new possibilities, to freeze time and place and create long-lasting memories. Cold enough to make us appreciate the warmth of others and bring our communities even closer together. Saskatchewan, cold enough.
Welcome back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center, and we can confirm it is cold enough.
And snowy enough.
And snowy enough. Big storm hit here yesterday and made for a white knuckle drive for a lot of people that were driving into town. Just from Saskatoon to here, it was no walk in the park, as you'd like to say. It was a tricky drive, but most of us are here, and we're waiting for the last few teams to get in this afternoon and this evening, and we should have a full contingent of 14 teams here competing for the Canadian Mixed Curling Championship at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. We head into the third end of this round one action between Alberta's Team Morgan Muse and Saskatchewan's Team Sean Meacham, and it is Saskatchewan jumping out to a 2-0 lead with a second end deuce, and it will be Alberta with hammer in this third end.
Line's perfect for tight. 16.
As we get this end started, we'll take a quick look at the other scores on the ice. And a reminder, you can always get all the scores all the time at curling.ca/scoreboard. Curling.ca/scoreboard. And we do have, it is Alberta trailing Saskatchewan 2-0 on our featured sheet. Ontario and Prince Edward Island, they are in a 1-1 tie playing in the third end.
It's got to curl.
And we're going to have a measure for a point here on the other game between Quebec and Newfoundland. Quebec, skipped by Felix Asselin, took a deuce in the first end, and we'll update you after the measurement is done in the game between Quebec and Nunavut.
Just freeze.
Saskatchewan working hard to carve that rock over, putting a guard in front of the rock that they have in the house, sitting top 8.
Okay. Okay.
Line's good. Hard then. Yeah, bring it as tight as you can. Keep it out there. Keep it going.
They were trying to play the freeze, and it's going to be a little light.
That's good, Chris.
I can outturn to the button.
Or just
The steer's good too, Chris. I don't think we're going to get in here good, so.
It's straight, so yeah.
Is coming to the button any good?
Yeah, I'm just not sure. We're pretty liable just to hang it right out here.
Not with your first shot, I
We'll see
think.
how it's looking.
I'd sooner throw a high guard on this thing. Right?
So Chris asking if this rocky can come around those two yellow rocks, maybe into the button. Sean expressing some concern maybe that rock wouldn't curl enough, and if it doesn't curl enough, it would be hanging out, which would allow Team Alberta to maybe the hit and roll opportunity to get in behind that pile.
Harder.
Still part of the learning process of this ice.
Go straight, get T.
Not T.
Whoa.
Hard!
Whoa, guys. Whoa.
Hard!
Just let it hook in.
Hard!
Drill it. Okay.
Little finish. Good shot, Chris.
Good.
Real good.
Easy.
That one.
Nice weight, and it's 2/3 buried.
Nice result.
Yeah.
Center line side, you might get both. Okay. Heel.
Sean saying that run double's not easy. Morgan disagreeing. Here she goes, broom down there, looking at the run double.
Shanna Snell will be asked to throw the big weight here and get rid of some of that yellow granite.
Close. Yep. Whoa. Good, Shanna.
That's good.
Good result there.
Yeah. I think that was a terrible call, I'll be honest.
Chris not holding back.
On a high guard. Okay, center guard just touched the center line.
Another guard is the call here.
Line's nice.
Lighter.
Just clean.
Halfway.
A little bit of rubs.
It's gotta curl.
You're tight.
Go, Kelly.
Go, Cal.
Yeah.
Gotta go until it stops.
Deeper the better.
Gotta go.
Trying to close the hole.
Kelly Schaefer, her working really hard to curl that rug over as much as she possibly can, get it as far as she possibly can, tight to that center line.
Same thing? Or do you want to run our red in? No. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
They will play the run back, and they briefly considered running their red in there, but I think this is a good call just to put more red granite in front of the rings and usable later in the end as well.
Absolutely, and if it doesn't work out the way they want it to, it'll still open things up for them so that they have a path to the pin with their last rock.
Oh,
Oh,
well, that's a tough result there because
right in
those
now,
look like they're staggered
right
now,
in
and
If you're light,
another
it's okay.
yellow
Yeah.
in there, and it's
Speed's nice here.
going to take a couple shots by Alberta to remove it.
Just believe the
a few
line.
options there for run back on the front though. And that yellow rock, well, for the time being, is still hanging out just a little tiny bit.
Kelly Schaefer, the only southpaw in this game.
We're there.
Line's good.
Top 8.
Top 8.
Line's good.
For that reason, and that reason only, we will not be using the terms in turn and out turn.
Oh, good to know. Thank you.
Clockwise, counterclockwise. I had one too many coaches getting my grill about using in turn and out turn. It's not the same for left-handers and right-handers. He's right.
Keep one. Keep one.
Kelly brings it in.
Hey, good spot.
Alberta is sitting 2.
There we go. Sometimes second shot is the best guard.
How much do you have of this, Brad?
Just under a half.
Do you ever like throwing a 10 at it and just trying to nose it, getting rid of one?
What about a double peel? Double peel?
Yep.
Okay. I'll wait. Okay. Line's good.
Still only halfway through this end. That double peel is probably not a bad call.
And not bad at all. And Morgan's having a look here. She's going to line up and try and make as much damage as she possibly can. Open this up as wide as possible.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Like that.
Same ice, or maybe even an inch less ice. Yeah. To me, that's maximum ice. You'd rather show them the outside, right?
Slightly less.
Okay, halfway tight.
Still Saskatchewan sitting 2. Guard is the call here from Sean Meacham for Kelly Schaefer's second rock of this third end.
Okay, whoa. Higher. It's got to be just higher, guys. Whoa, higher's better. Off.
Curl a ton. Got that.
Stop.
Yeah, it's all.
A little worried about the overcurl.
Right, maybe way over there too.
I think so.
Okay, Brad, yeah.
Okay.
Got a little jump shot.
She kind of.
It's a little different.
Some question there maybe on Kelly's release a little bit. I know that they did tighten up the ice, but I think it curled quite a bit more than they had anticipated it would.
We will tell you, by the way, that Nunavut did win the measure, so they are on the scoreboard. It is Quebec with a 2-1 lead playing in the third end on CP. So the hit attempt here for Brad Kokolorianis.
Whoa! Yes! Yes!
A little rub off of that top one for Team Alberta, but still a very good result. They did manage to remove one of the Saskatchewan stones.
And open up the front of the house as well.
Had that.
Tight guard.
Tight guard is the call from Sean Meacham.
Spot on the ice, yeah. It's not, it's just the fastest part. It's not crazy fast. I think it's 3 feet quicker than that.
And this
Sean.
looks like about the same ice as they gave Kelly for her guard.
And this might be a release. We'll see. And also Kelly being a left-hander, so that'll have some different outcomes oftentimes,
Go on that Pete.
depending on how they throw the rock.
Hard, 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 go hard, 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 hard.
Go over, Carl! Go over, Carl! Needs to stop right now. Sit down. Sit.
Okay, that's fine. Good.
I just pinched it.
You heard Sean say he just pinched it a little bit, meaning he was a little tight. And that rock will be open.
Just over half. Just over half.
And if Morgan can get the roll here, suddenly a deuce comes out of nowhere potentially.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she can get that inside roll.
Even outside's not a terrible outcome though.
Sticking board, but I like hack.
She's got the short corner there.
Hack here, Brad. Sorry? Hack.
Is that about there?
Same ice.
So she's electing to play hack weight on this one. So again, a nice soft weight, giving it over to her sweepers.
Yeah, you got it.
Straight up hitting this top, eh?
Yeah.
Morgan Muse, her first shot of this third end.
Yep, hard chance.
Right up, hard, 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 hard.
Working to get it by that guard. And it will wreck on the guard. Opportunity lost there for Alberta.
So Team Saskatchewan has a choice now. Are they going to cover this up?
I think you said it perfectly earlier.
I like
Sometimes
real
your
tight
best
stuff.
guard
She
is second
tickles
shot
it.
rock, and you'll get.
Pumps it in right there.
Yeah, and I have to give credit to Pat Bibby for that one.
I
That's
like
what
this.
she says to me
I like
all
the
the
same
time.
Just a
Words
little
of
tighter,
wisdom.
get to the broom.
But it looks like they are going to play the short guard here.
Yeah, the ice is good in the weight.
Even if they could just get a tiny little nibble.
Yeah. And Chris can goose it if it needs to curl at the end, but yeah.
Tight guard.
You know, a tight little nibble forces Morgan to look at a double to retain hammer.
It should be tight on its own.
That same weight.
Halfway!
Needs to cuddle.
Halfway! Let me in there.
Needs
Let me in
to
there.
cuddle.
Go on slight.
Hard! Hard!
Trying to get that to finish. Oh, great scrub.
That's a good spot.
And I don't see an awful lot of that shot stone. That might be draw to bite the forefoot here.
I think that's what Morgan's electing to do. There's just a sliver of that rock that's in the house that's peeking out behind that guard that Team Saskatchewan just planted. Morgan taking middle of the 8 for draw to the pin.
I was just wondering, just not enough ice.
Throwing the clockwise turn, and I think this is the first time we've seen a draw down this path, so.
Yeah.
They would have thrown it in practice, of course, but practice was, my goodness, almost an hour ago now, so.
Yeah.
Whoa! Close, yep! Yes!
Big shot here for Morgan Muse. Team Alberta skip.
I like it.
Line's good. Room.
You hear Kai right away say he likes it.
I don't
Line
think I
up.
can touch it.
Room.
Wait only.
Line only. We got a rub.
15-4.
Gonna have to dig in,
Hey, Morgan.
and it will be heavy. And it will be a steal of 1 for Saskatchewan. And they will take a 3-0 lead into the 4th end when we come back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center for round 1 of the 2022 Canadian Mixed Championship. Welcome back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. 4th end of this round 1 game between Saskatchewan's team Sean Meacham from Swift Current and Alberta's team Morgan Muse from Calgary and Cochrane. And it is a 3-0 lead. Saskatchewan stealing 1 in that 3rd end, as Morgan Muse was just a little heavy on that last shot draw for a single.
Okay, that's fine.
Right on the.
Get it
right
tight,
on the
Ben.
dot.
Saskatchewan playing the
Get it tight.
guard and trying to generate some offense here again.
Very tight.
No shortage of rocks in play in this game so far, Trish.
No, this has been great. I haven't had to use my boring sign once yet.
Reminder, we will have complete coverage of this Canadian Mixed Curling Championship on Curling Canada's YouTube channel. We'll be back on the air this evening, 6 p.m. Central. And for those of you who didn't quite get the time change, 6 p.m. Central, that's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and we'll have a match between New Brunswick and Nunavut. New Brunswick skipped by Grant Odeshaw, Nunavut skipped by Steve Mackey. Of course, Grant Odeshaw, the 1994 Canadian Mixed Curling Champion,
This side is still.
looking to make history for the longest gap between Canadian championships. That record is currently held by Prince Edward Island's Robert Campbell. Grant Odeshaw looking to break that record with a win for New Brunswick.
A little early.
We're not heavy.
Got to go then. Line straight. Little room.
Line's
room.
good.
Yeah, you can go, Cal. Go. Fairly nice.
Hard line.
Hard. Okay, bye.
Trying to get it by that guard.
Easy. Whoa.
Good scrub there by Chris and TJ.
Yeah. I'm going to give you guys 2 feet. Yeah.
Team Alberta looking to come through that hole between those 2 guards and freeze to the rock that was just thrown.
Line's good.
Kai McCauley, by the way, he's a part-time ice technician at that Cochrane club that Morgan Muse manages. He's also a student at Mount Royal University in Calgary studying biology. And he is the reigning Alberta mixed doubles, under 21 mixed doubles champion. Won that title last season with Sebastica Thangadora. And also playing on a competitive junior men's team. He plays second for Team Crow.
Yeah.
We're up 3, right?
We run the old Miss
Kai got a little wick off of that outside red rock, which then directed him in onto that yellow shot stone. And nudged that yellow rock out into the open.
I like the out turn, Meach.
Okay.
Okay, nose hit.
How come you like that?
Team Saskatchewan going after that red rock, using their own yellow rock, that guard that's up there.
Hard.
Wow. That was close to a jam, but it's going to be Saskatchewan sitting a couple after that.
And that yellow rock hung on to that outside. That's a nibbler over there, so we're going to have to watch that rock. It could certainly come into play.
Straight draw.
Yeah, it's at 14-5 here.
No, I think it moves here.
Shanna Snell.
We gotta go, okay?
Line skid.
Top 8.
Trim.
Top 8.
Line skid. Trim. Line skid. All of you guys. Line skid.
Oh, careful, Ty.
You gotta go.
Good curl. Needs to curl. 14,
Trying to drag that in, see if they can get it to the face of that shot rock. It'll be just a little short, but in play, it'll be second shot rock. But it is still Saskatchewan
Well, they got the intern.
sitting shot.
Now remember, we do have that guard just above the
Try to get the nose. It's a disaster for jams.
I don't
logo
love
there.
that. I don't mind just picking it, or you can run that again.
What
Not
about you
bad.
can draw around to ours?
Then they tap onto our wall.
Yeah, but we'll be
Either
too
the
short.
pick or the run, I think.
I don't mind the pick.
The pick, eh?
Then they freeze, then we freeze,
Really
right?
thin.
But why even let them have the freeze? Like, they're guarding that shot rock right now.
Well, right now they have an intern hit to like 2, and if we throw a guard, they're line 2 buried from what we threw them.
But we're just in this
A little bit of a debate going on
I gotta be
here.
half or thinner.
That's too much.
some conversation, ultimately boils down to we don't want to make this any easier for our opposition.
Whoa.
Close.
What?
Trying to avoid the jam here, too. And just does. Good throw by Chris Heichert.
Picks that red rock out of there, but leaves Team Alberta the opportunity to make the freeze better. So Shanna's throwing the same shot, knowing that she just needs a little bit more weight to freeze it onto the face of the opposition rock that's in the house.
It's not curling yet. We're back. Starting to break now.
We're top 4. We can go. We can go.
Rock's starting to move.
Bring it back.
And it's digging in a little bit.
Boy, that's just like a mean, nasty drill.
Nice shot, Shannon.
Nice job.
Way further up
We can even freeze tap.
than our first one.
That's a nice outcome for Shanna Snell.
Tap it a little bit.
Straight
Just do it
freeze.
fine.
I think straight freeze.
Trying to get to the face.
Yeah, I
Straight
think so.
freeze, yeah.
Kelly Schaefer now
Nice kick.
looking to essentially follow the same shot that Shanna Snell just threw.
T-line!
Whoa.
T-line!
Clean. Whoa. Curl.
Repeat.
Curl. Yeah. Oh. Go. Lock it on. Keep going. Good spot. Yeah, Cal. Okay.
Still is Saskatchewan sitting shot.
What do you like here, Brad? Feel? No.
Morgan Moose reading those angles, looking at what might happen if they nudge that top yellow rock. Where is her red rock going to go? Looking to shake this situation up just a little bit.
T-line back 4.
Line. Close. Trim.
Back 4.
Close. Yeah. Hard.
Gonna have to work to get this by the guard.
Yes or no?
Boy, that took a jump on them they certainly weren't expecting.
Did it ever?
We are shot. You could nose. Okay,
We are.
tight
The
guard.
situation is now
Three,
open,
right?
and that's going to make Sean
Yeah.
nervous.
No line, no line.
Because Team Alberta has the opportunity to come down there with some heat
Got it, girl.
and get rid of those yellow rocks. So Sean Meacham asking Kelly Schaefer to cover it back up.
Line's good.
Halfway.
Okay, line's nice.
Halfway. 15.
Halfway's good, guys. Halfway.
Half line.
Halfway. Line's great. Line's good for halfway.
Halfway.
Okay, go, rubber curling, go. Go. Needs to stop. Needs to stop. Needs to stop. Needs to stop.
Good.
Really let us know for line because we can sweep it accordingly, hey?
We haven't heard too often in this game them talk about over curling, and now that's 2 rocks in a row where they have curled more than anticipated. We'll have to watch that a little bit. The ice might be changing.
Yeah, we did suggest that at the beginning, that we might see a little more swing.
Okay, Brad, you got it.
Certainly on the outside in, it's definitely curling more than it did at the beginning of the game. Not much choice here now for Brad. He's going to, at worst, try and get rid of that guard, but let's see if they can get the run back into the pile. Shake things up in the house.
Higher than where it was.
Oh, that's a tough miss
Halfway.
because it left the shooter
Let's see, you want to guard the middle.
protecting one side of the 4-foot, and Sean Meacham will throw another guard here, and it's going to be really hard for Alberta to move that yellow
Halfway
shot
tight.
rock.
Split
It
this.
doesn't need to be tight.
Yeah.
The tighter it is, the easier the run is.
Yeah.
There's nothing else they can run back anymore, so
Yeah.
this will be the one that
And the run's a disaster for them, so.
Yeah. Kelly's felt nice to be over curled
Tight
up.
guard. That's tight.
Ideally, if Sean can tuck a corner of this guard in behind that red guard that was just
Weight's
left,
good.
and stagger them just a little bit.
Tight.
Morgan's not going to be looking at very much.
Higher's better. Higher's better. Go the other way.
Line's fine.
Doesn't need to curl.
The ledge. Whoa.
Yep.
Good.
That'll get the job done.
Good spot.
Okay, yeah.
Alberta once again in chase mode here.
I mean, they'll only be sitting one if we fuck up. Or if we yeah, but I think we throw it in a way to make sure we're always low.
Right? I know. I was kind of thinking just even if it's
There's a lot of ways this can go wrong.
I was just looking at that red rock.
Yeah, which I think
Might
well,
have
if you
the
run it, at least
tendency
open
to
it up.
squirt out
Or do you ever
on your screen. That would be
like
going to the
run the
left-hand
red?
side towards the poles.
Dead sideways.
like try to
Either
catch
hit
the
that
red.
top yellow and sit there, or you hit our red to that yellow. We sit one, maybe two.
You know, does Alberta?
You like this? Okay.
Yeah.
9 or more.
No, 9. Just 9.
So opting to play this angle raise, they're talking about 9, so that would be normal hit weight.
Sure. Yeah.
Not a lot of options. You can't play the straight back yellow raise
To the red,
because it just goes onto your own shot.
Top red or
the red that's sandwiched in between the 2 yellows.
yeah, yeah.
No, and I was going to make the suggestion about moving those 2 yellow ones,
Okay,
and then I
okay.
remembered about that red one that's sitting just past the mixed championship logo.
You got it, Morgan.
Angle raise for Morgan Muse. Their first shot of this 4th end. Big shot here for Alberta to get out of trouble. Might be just a little outside. We'll see. It'll go over the top. And it's going to be awfully tough for Alberta to score here. They're just going to...
Make sure we don't lock the angle on for them. I think I like coming this way.
I think he plays the like the guard this way across, yeah.
Probably center line. Just Yeah, middle of that yellow rock.
We can be on your side of it, right? We just kind of.
I'm just gonna guard that one.
Looks like they'll guard the guard.
Just make sure that we don't line the angle, like lock it and line the
Yeah,
angle.
no.
If it's to it, let us know so we can either decide to
Tap
bounce
it,
it
yeah.
or curl it or whatever.
Sure.
Maybe a little less.
They just don't want to cue it up, it sounds like. Just make sure that there's no angle.
That's nice. Just a one.
Just be careful that way.
Just a one.
That's nice for that. Just over and
Weight's
off.
good.
Guys.
We're over.
Over and off.
Put over
Over and off.
We're just high. It's just high.
No.
Any?
No. No. Nothing. Whoa. Good.
Good.
Good call.
So blocking that potential raise for Morgan Muse, she's now looking at an in-off. Boy, what did I say, Al? I said we'd have to watch that yellow one. It might be in play.
Yeah, that's
but
right. Right off the top, you called it. I wonder,
think it
though,
would-
is yellow onto yellow just with 8 foot weight, just to see if they could nudge their red up a little bit, if that's an option to be considered as well. But
So you're talking that yellow right on the center line there
Yep.
and moving it into the house and then just squirting that red one back a
they
little
just
bit.
need to move their
maybe.
red a foot. But they will play the in-off, play to your strength, and Morgan believes this is the better shot for her.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan sitting one, and Alberta looking to get onto the scoreboard here in this first draw of the 2022 Canadian Mixed Championship.
Close.
It's got to curl a while, and it will be just a little narrow, and it will be another steal for Saskatchewan. They'll put one on the scoreboard, and they will take a 4-0 lead into the fourth end break. We too will take a break. We'll be back after this at Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center.
Saskatchewan is cold. So cold that you'll often hear locals ask each other, is it cold enough for you? The bold and brave, they'll already know the answer to this question. Saskatchewan is cold enough. Cold enough to cover our land with new possibilities, to freeze time and place and create long-lasting memories. Cold enough to make us appreciate the warmth of others and bring our communities even closer together. Sure, it can be a bit uncomfortable at times. You're going to have to do some shoveling, scrape some ice off your windshield, and you're definitely going to need to wear a toque. But that's all part of the fun. It's about dressing right and preparing for the adventure. So bundle up and embrace the season. Saskatchewan, cold enough.
Curling teaches as much about life as it does about sport. Club, team, house, lead, rock. These are the words of our sport. Words we embody. Powerful words. Words that speak to everything we represent: respect, togetherness, strength. Curling doesn't discriminate. The ice doesn't judge. It adapts. It accepts. Curling isn't a book to be judged by its cover. On these sheets, everyone is on the same page. It's what's on the inside that counts. We dream big. We play with heart. We focus on these circles and imagine podiums in far-off places. In a game of inches, every move counts. Are you ready to make yours? The support of the curling community makes it possible for thousands of kids across Canada to follow their dreams, on and off the ice. Please give generously.
Saskatchewan is cold. So cold that you'll often hear locals ask each other, is it cold enough for you? The bold and brave, they'll already know the answer to this question. Saskatchewan is cold enough. Cold enough to cover our land with new possibilities, to freeze time and place and create long-lasting memories. Cold enough to make us appreciate the warmth of others and bring our communities even closer together. Saskatchewan, cold enough.
We are back at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Centre. It is fifth end action here in this round one game between Saskatchewan's Team Sean Meacham from Swift Current and Team Morgan Muse from Calgary and Cochrane. It is a 4-0 lead for Saskatchewan as we start this fifth end. I'm Al Cameron, joined by Trish Bibby. And Trish, what we like to do when we come out of these breaks is ask you what you would have done, what you would have said to these teams if you were their coaches. And let's start with Team Alberta, trailing by 4. What might have you told them during that fourth end break?
Well, as a coach, I would have known that trailing by 4 after 5, going back into a game, the players are probably a little heavy in the heart, replaying a lot of those shots. I would have told them to leave those 4 ends behind, start again. You've got the hammer, see the advantage in that, maximize that hammer as you're moving forward. Talk a little bit about what we've learned about the ice, maybe what we've learned a little bit about our competitors as well. Talk about what's going well. So what are our advantages and how can we maximize those advantages moving forward?
Team Saskatchewan, on the other hand, I don't think you have too much to say as a coach. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Team Saskatchewan's on a bit of a high. They've got 4 points, 2 of those being stolen points. Just keeping the pressure on, and again, making sure everybody gets a granola bar and a juice and a high five and sending them back out there.
A granola bar and juice, you will never go wrong with that. This is the first round of this 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. 14 teams here from across Canada, representing all 14 of Curling Canada's member associations. And we are on lead rocks. This is Kai McCauley.
Bigger ad.
Line's good. Yep. Room. All you guys. Line's perfect.
Reminder that we will be on the air tonight. Trish and I will be bringing you the action from Team New Brunswick. Grant Odeshaw, the skip, and Team Nunavut, Steve Mackey. Or Peter Mackey, pardon me, skipping Team Nunavut. That will be on the air at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. here at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. First day action here at the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. Chris Heichert now.
Gotta go.
Team Saskatchewan second.
All right, guys.
Hard line. Hard.
Keep going.
Trying to get that by, but it's going to be just a little light and tight.
A little light.
Little bit.
There you hear it from Sean talking to Chris, a little light.
Good spot.
But Alberta now has those double corners up and a chance to generate some offense and have Saskatchewan on the chase for a change.
That's right. If Alberta can tuck one in behind here, then it gives Saskatchewan a little something to worry about.
Shanna Snell, the Team Alberta second. Once again, this is a mixed team that has a female for a skip, and that's only happened a handful of times at the Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. And notable, of course, that another Alberta team, skipped by Shannon Clybrink, won this championship in 2004. The only time a female skip has skipped the Canadian Mixed Curling Champion. Just a little short.
Nose that's pretty good.
But in decent shape, but obviously Saskatchewan's going to have to deal with it.
Just like board.
Yeah. High side's better than
In this
crotch
particular
and
case,
bumping
Saskatchewan knows that rocks that aren't in play don't count.
And this is now removable, obviously. The free guard zone no longer in effect.
For those that aren't familiar, it is a 5-rock rule. So the first 5 rocks at the end that are not in the house cannot be removed unless you are removing your own stone.
Jump shot. Yeah. Okay, Chris.
Do you like your hit and roll? Yeah. Okay.
We talk about this Alberta lineup with Morgan Muse as a skip. There was actually 3 teams at the 2022 World Mixed Championship last month in Aberdeen, Scotland, that had female skips. Austria, the United States, and give me a second, I will find it for you. But there was 3 teams at the World Mixed that had female skips. So it is a strategy that teams do use on occasion.
I thought it was the Netherlands.
Yes, you are correct.
Okay, I can't take any credit for that. I can completely see your screen from here. I can see the names.
It was like 9-8, probably close to 10.
Kelly Schaefer throwing next, looking to remove the opposition stone, throwing a counterclockwise turn.
Yeah.
And makes the hit and stick, so it is sitting one, Saskatchewan, and Alberta will ignore that rock and see if they can finally use these corner guards and get one buried behind it.
That was like a lot of heavy 9. He was like heavy 9. He's like, that was like an 8 or 7. No, it wasn't though.
No.
Brad Kokoranis looking to throw the counterclockwise draw and get behind those double corner guards, and a big chance here if they can get one buried, chance to generate a deuce and jump back into this game. 8-end games here at the 2022 Canadian Mixed. And again, the tick rule, the no tick rule on guards touching the center line not being used at this event. Trying to get that in for shot, and they just do.
It has nice, easy curl.
Good scrub by Alberta to get it as far as they did, because they knew right out of his hand that it was a little bit light. But they were weighing the odds against, do we sweep it? Will it hold straight? We want some curl out of this. They did a great job.
Another 2 feet of weight, that would have been in jail. But Kelly
Chris is on the line all the way and then curled,
looks like she can see it. A sliver of it, probably close to a half. Especially from the left-hand side of the hack that she's throwing from.
Easy.
Get ready though. It'll come. It's coming now. Curl it now. It's curling now. Keep going.
Got by one guard. It will not get by the second.
Okay.
Okay.
Chris was giving it his all to try and hold that straight for Kelly, but not quite.
You want to get another one here? We won't be sitting second shot.
That's fine.
Or just play the hit.
What do you like?
Clean, yep.
The only thing is then they play with no rings. If we're playing to the side.
Got him.
What's your first call?
What do you like?
I don't mind the tap, I don't mind the hit, it just depends if you want 2 or more.
Play the tap.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, to me, the tap is the only way you're going to generate 2 or at least 2 and 3 possibly, right?
I think so, and I think that question depends if you want 2 or more. I don't even know that that was a question as much as a statement, because they're looking to maximize their points benefit here with the hammer.
Quick look at the scores in the other 2 games on the ice as Brad throws a shot. It is Quebec with a 4-1 lead playing the 5th end, but with Hammer in that 5th end, and Ontario and Prince Edward Island in a 3-3 tie. Well, they get it by this corner. Great scrub by Shanna and Kai. And it will take it back to the 8-foot. They had to sweep that in order to get it by the guard, but it is still Alberta sitting 1, buried.
They hit and roll.
I don't know that they wanted quite that much separation. They didn't want that shot, that rock that they bumped into. They didn't want it to go as far as it did. But they'll take that because rubbing off of that top guard wasn't going to help them.
I think just a nice
No, I'm scared he's going to put that. No, his probably will curl.
So Sean Meacham throwing.
The only reason we're looking at the other one is because we're secondary. So
I like this roll right to the pin. You open up shot rock.
There you heard a great conversation between Sean and Chris. They'll play the hit and roll, or attempt the hit and roll.
You betcha. Let's make it.
Sean wanted to send a shout out to his old skipper in Alberta when he was playing out of Red Deer. Rob Armitage.
Get ready, go. Heavy. Get ready, go.
Battling some sickness right now, and obviously we're sending good feelings out to Rob, a former world senior men's champion that Sean used to play men's with. And Sean making a wonderful hit and roll behind those 2 yellow guards. Great shot, but it is still Alberta sitting shot.
yeah, if we're drawing one shot.
Alberta electing to ignore what's going on the right-hand side of the sheet as we look at it on our screens, and choosing to come in onto the what I call pole side to provide a little protection for that shot rock that they've got.
Yeah, well, I think that 14-2 is perfect.
Yes.
Because like we dragged the 15-3 to like tight guard with the whole way. So I think 14-2 is perfect. Yeah.
Fully put. Fully.
Yeah.
Their second shot rock is still biting a bit of the top.
Okay.
So as long as we're fully.
So the draw is the call, and those corner guards, that was the whole game plan in this end, to use them, and they do have 1 shot buried behind it, and Morgan will try and get another one behind there.
You guys just need full 8 here.
Team Alberta engaging in some really good conversation about how deep they want this to go and what the weight's going to be, helping their skipper out, preparing her.
Top 8. Top 8 on its own.
Clean. Room.
Like to go there.
Room. Line's fine. Hard.
I think we do. Yep.
Line's good. Where is it?
Top 8.
Okay, top 8's good.
Gotta go.
Just full 8.
Dying.
Hard.
Kai and Shanna trying to drag this as far as possible, but it's going to be just a little bit light. And it will still be Alberta with second shot.
How much room is there?
You gotta freeze. It's only shot.
Move, Chris.
Lock it on.
Given how little the ice is curling, I just don't think that the The come around tap back is there for Sean. I know that was his gut reaction. That's probably what he was thinking. But his team is pretty convinced that, hey, this freeze is the best shot for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if they don't quite freeze it, but tuck it in around behind would be a great shot.
It's pretty good.
Little room early. Room early.
Wait there.
Pause the room.
Back 4.
Whoa, wait, our read.
Back 8.
Back in.
It's coming down.
Line's pretty good.
Whoa,
Room.
no
Just
room.
move, just move.
No room right now.
Room still.
No room.
We gotta go the extra.
Go then. Go, Trish.
You gotta go.
Go, T. Go.
Don't want to leave this open.
That's good.
So there's the dilemma. Can they remove that and hold on to their second shot? Or do they ever play the Rays? No, then the Rays is not there, obviously.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Tap for 1. Yeah, as long as we're full 8, so maybe we can punch and flop, but yeah.
If you ever drove that yellow stone onto your own red,
yeah.
then all of a sudden those 2 yellow that are on the opposite side of the house,
Thinking back 12.
oh, that wouldn't be so good. Brings them back into play.
So they are going to try and make a pass at it to see if they can get the deuce. Back 12 weight was the call from Morgan, and see if they can push that yellow straight to the right as you see it on the screen, just to the 12-foot, and hold their shooter for a shot rock as well to get a pair. Tough shot here for Morgan Muse to close out this 5th end.
Close.
Back 12.
Close. Yep.
Back 12.
Whoa. Close.
Back 12.
Whoa. Close. Looks like times.
Back line.
Close. Yep. Whoa.
Just like that. Will it stay for second shot? Well,
Oh, I don't know.
certainly one.
Depends how our camera setup is. Here's the test.
Brad's going to give it the once over twice, if not 3 times. And they will concede it. So it'll be a point for Alberta. Great try there for Morgan, though. My goodness, that was a close shot for 2, but it will be Alberta getting on the scoreboard. They will take 1 in this 5th end, and Saskatchewan will take a 4-1 lead and last rock into the 6th when we come back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. We are back at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. 6th end action here in this round 1 game between Saskatchewan and Alberta to open the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. It is Saskatchewan's team, Sean Meacham from Swift Current, taking a 4-1 lead and the hammer into the 6th end. Alberta just took its first point of the game, had a shot for 2. I don't know that Morgan could have done it any better. I don't know. It's a great try, but it is only a single point, so it is advantage Saskatchewan as we head into these final 3 ends, Trish.
Absolutely. So Team Saskatchewan's going to look at riding on that lead, that 3-point lead, and see if they can put the needles to Team Alberta here.
Line's nice. Okay, line's nice. Roofs. Line's real good. Line's great. Line's great. Still a wee bit of room. A little bit of room. Line's coming nice.
Alberta threw up that center guard, and remember, because that rock is outside of the house, it qualifies for the free guard zone of the first 5 rocks, so Team Saskatchewan is not allowed to remove that red rock from play. They can move it to a different position, but they cannot remove it from play, so they've elected to draw behind it.
Now, and there's a situation where the no-tick rule would have come into effect for men's and women's play this year. That a lot of teams may have taken on the tick there.
That's right.
They had that option. That is only being used at the Tim Hortons Brier and the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, and obviously playdowns that lead up to those events, but not at the mix this year.
I have to wonder if some of these players are playing in the men's and women's events as well, and so that they're playing the no-tick here as well, you know, not intentionally, but not playing it so that they can become comfortable with that play, so when they do their men's and women's playdowns, that they're successful.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out later in the week if teams do take on the tick, because that was tickable. And it is, again, to
you go
clarify,
back line, the split ain't bad.
Only rocks that are touching that center line that you see running down the middle of the sheet, those would not be tickable.
Try to get the nose of that.
But they are here.
Back line.
And here at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center, you'll notice that it looks like 2 lines going down the center there. You have to imagine that that's filled in the middle, so that's one solid line between those 2 single lines.
Gotta go for the weight.
You can go. Line's good.
Line's good.
You can go if you need to. Line's good. Okay, room now. Room now. Room now.
We're just freezing.
Room.
A lot.
Room. Throw. Okay, good shot. Good spot. Yep.
Sorry.
I think they're running, hey?
Shanna Snell will be asked to draw to the face of that Saskatchewan stone that is sitting second shot. It is Alberta with shot position.
That top one, it works, but I mean, if I was light, then right out of my hand, just freezing the inside.
Why are you trying to bump it?
Because I was like bumping it on the way on the outside for the whole way down.
Kai indicating that this rock might have a little more weight than they were hoping for.
A little deep. Sean trying to take it out the back. It'll end up in the back 12.
I think it's a third. Half. What about peel a guard, Meach?
That's in a good spot there.
Isn't it?
That's fine. They'll lay 3, but.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the tap. Okay. First call.
You like this one?
Yeah.
Think of it like a 10. Straight on the nose. You might get both even.
Like, all we want to do is score.
I'm going to take back when I said Alberta sitting shot. It looks here that it is Saskatchewan with shot stone.
They'll 3 right now if we do this, right? And then you can peel.
And the short raised takeout here being called upon for Chris Hiker.
Easy.
Whoa.
Whoa. Off. That's the curl. That's the curl. It's not good.
That might drive back onto their own.
Hey.
That works.
Good shot, Chris.
Good. Spread them
Not a
out.
bad result.
That's the best.
Yeah, that's actually.
Yeah. It was like
Saskatchewan sitting 2, Alberta looking to eliminate one of those 2.
Still a center guard up there for Alberta and the chance to hit and roll here.
There was some conversation by Team Alberta about removing that guard earlier.
Kai McCauley leaning into this one, trying to hold this shooter in the rings. Sean Meacham will take it out the back.
If the goal is to score, then we peel.
Yeah, I think we peel it now. Yeah.
Fairly thick.
Really thick, he said.
Now you heard Chris talk about the goal being to score. They want to score on this 6th end. Scoring in the even ends of the back half of the game. That scoreboard management, Trish.
Hard, Kelly.
Hard, Kelly.
Gotta go.
Gonna watch the jam here, though.
Watch that breath. Okay.
Not only scoring in that even end, but also just putting a few more points on the board. They're really going to put the pressure on Alberta, because when you look back at that scoreboard and you see the points differential, it can weigh on your psyche.
Yeah, down 4 with 2 ends to play.
Yeah.
That's a tough hill to climb. But a bit of a break there for Alberta.
I was like, oh boy.
Having a good time here in Prince Albert. The mix is always a great event, good social event, but when we get to closing weekend, you'll see the intensity ramp up.
Absolutely.
Easy.
Running.
Go big.
We're back.
13-1.
Might be a little warm. Brad Coco Brianis.
You got a chance.
They wanted to hold that in the rings, but that'll just slide through. A bit of a break back for Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Could you ever hit in line 2? If you do, is gold, then hit in line 2, no?
Oh, let's run it. Whatever you want. I'm okay. Okay. Let's run it.
Kelly Schaefer. Two-time medalist at the World Women's Championships representing Scotland.
Whoa. Yep. Go.
Correction, a three-time medalist, silver in 2010 down the road at Swift Current. And a bronze medalist in 2007 in Aomori, Japan, and then another bronze medal winning in 2017 in Beijing, China. She was the alternate for Scotland at that event.
How much?
Tack.
And she was skipping Scotland in 2007 in Japan when Scotland won the bronze medal. And that one won, of course, by Canada's Kelly Scott from Kelowna, BC.
Hack.
Close. Close. Yeah.
Trying to hold this on line. It will not get by that guard. So it will be Saskatchewan sitting 2. They got to get this out.
I think we peel.
Yeah, Morgan does. Just a little tight there from Brad.
Team Saskatchewan electing to peel the opposition rock.
Guards are not Saskatchewan's friend at this stage in the game.
Nope. Guards just give Alberta a place to hide.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Uh-oh. Just a bit of a positive release there and got caught down that center line. Just didn't come back for her.
Together, don't worry. I appreciate what you're saying. I agree with you.
So Morgan will try now to see if she can get one buried behind the center guard, and that yellow one, the top 12, essentially would be a guard as well.
Absolutely, and those guards are staggered just a little bit. This is a nice situation for Alberta. They need to capitalize on this opportunity that they've been given.
I'm thinking like a 14 here.
I'm thinking I'm just going to throw it and make it.
I like it.
That's the attitude, Morgan.
I'm thinking full 4-2.
Yeah.
Back to you on weight. Line's good.
Which line?
Clean. Line's fine. Room. Stop breaking. Room. Close, Kai. Room.
Shanna's rock.
Shanna, go. Just go on it. Just go on it, Shanna. 13-7.
We're back.
Trying to get some movement on this.
Jesse, go.
And it will partially bury, but still should be exposed a little bit for Sean Meacham on his shot here.
I think it's exposed quite a bit, actually.
Chris, you guys swept mine by though.
Probably half a rock open.
I think so.
Chance to sit 3. Interesting to note, by the way, Saskatchewan and Alberta, first round of this Canadian Mixed, they are the 2 provinces that have won the most titles at the Canadian Mixed. Alberta has won 11, Saskatchewan has won 10. And Saskatchewan's most recent victory, 2015, at North Bay, Ontario, when this front end of TJ Heikert and Chris Heikert were members of Team Max Kirkpatrick, winning the Canadian Mixed. And you see Chris leaning into this to see if they can get it by that red guard. It will not.
That guard's starting to piss me off.
That guard certainly has come into play a few times. Now a big opportunity for Alberta.
You like that, right? Yeah.
And you know, Alberta really in this position because Saskatchewan wasn't able to remove that center guard when they tried to. They capitalized on the opportunity of coming around, and then again a second miss from Team Saskatchewan, and now Alberta is putting a second rock in the house.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Talked about Saskatchewan's most recent win in the Canadian Mixed. Alberta's was a year later, 2016 at Toronto. Mick Lismore skipping Alberta with Sarah Wilkes, Brad Thiessen, and Allison Thiessen to the victory. Mick, of course, now Curling Canada's national wheelchair curling coach. Doing a great job with that wheelchair program. Reminder that the Canadian Wheelchair Championship will take place in February in Moose Jaw.
Line. Line's good. Room, real good line. Close. Try close.
Shanna's ready.
Shanna. Shanna.
Finish it.
Can you throw it and get a double?
Yeah.
With half rock on the outside? It's scary.
Well, they came in, but now a chance perhaps for a double takeout for Sean Meacham to score minimum 2. I don't think they're too concerned about holding the shooter here, Trish.
I don't think so either, but they do want to, they need to make both of these red rocks go away to bring those 2 yellow at the top of the house into play. Otherwise, they're going to have to be sticking their shooter for one. The danger here would be, and what's in Sean's eye, is that rock that's sitting on the center line.
Get ready though.
That might just tick the top one. I don't know if it'll get the back, and it won't.
Uh-oh, I hope he didn't hear me.
And it is a steal of 1 for Alberta in this 6th end, and they continue to hang in there. It will be a 4-2 lead for Saskatchewan going into the 7th end when we come back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center.
Saskatchewan is cold. So cold that you'll often hear locals ask each other, is it cold enough for you? The bold and brave, they'll already know the answer to this question. Saskatchewan is cold enough. Cold enough to cover our land with new possibilities, to freeze time and place and create long-lasting memories. Cold enough to make us appreciate the warmth of others and bring our communities even closer together. Saskatchewan, cold enough.
Welcome back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center for round 1 action of the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. I'm Al Cameron, joined by Trish Bibby for this draw 1 game between 2 prairie rivals, Alberta and Saskatchewan, and we're in for a pretty good finish. This Alberta stealing 1 in that 6th end, and they are hanging tough, but it will be Saskatchewan with a 2-point lead and last rock in this 7th end as Kai McCauley gets us started.
Line's good. Line's good. Yep. Needs to curl now.
Looking to play that center guard. It's funny, we talk about center guards. You heard Chris Hiker talk about how that center guard really did affect last end. Said it in awfully colorful language, but center guard can really dictate an end, and a nicely thrown one there by Kai McCauley.
Absolutely.
Should be all there, right?
No. Room early.
Weight's good.
No, line's fine.
We're all there, though.
Plenty of room.
No!
Just needs to curl, guys.
Your back house.
Is that rock quicker than the other one or something? She's been back
She threw a cannon.
Chris, you're supposed to be defending your wife there and blaming the rock and not her, but that's all right. She threw a cannon and it ends up in the back 12. And
You like a second guard or go
that's
in?
that's a rock that's
I don't mind a
definitely to
second here.
Alberta's advantage. It's a catcher for later in the end, as you point out, Trish.
I think just go straight draw,
Okay,
guys.
let's go in.
When my husband and I play together, there's a reason one of us plays back end and one of us plays front end. Just a little bit of separation, never hurt anybody.
So Kai McCauley with a chance to build up an end here for
Lots of
Team
room.
Alberta.
Okay, line's good. Okay, could curl a bit. Could curl a bit. 15-1. Good shot. That's a good spot right there.
Will just come up short, but that's a good spot. It cannot be touched in that free guard zone. So now TJ will be asked by her skip, Sean Meacham, to get one again into that 4-foot, but in front of the tee line is the key here.
And those guards are staggered a little bit, so Sean's going to take advantage of those, even though they are the opposition's rocks.
At the end, so careful.
Line's real nice, guys.
Line's good.
Line's great.
Yep,
Little bit of room.
yep.
Line's
Line's
perfect.
good.
Weight's good.
Line's perfect. Top 8 only. Easy.
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 Just top 8.
Easy. Press only.
As we see that rock come into the house and dig in, they really need to watch. Once they cross the hog line, those rocks are starting to curl a little bit and they're starting to slow down.
Gotta make sure it's there. Make sure it's there. Ryan, come on. Yes, come on. Come on.
Shanna Snell now will try and follow that rock. The call was for the freeze onto Alberta's shot rock, on Saskatchewan's shot rock.
Yep.
Weight's good.
Room.
Weight's real good.
Room. All you guys.
I'd like to go.
14-9. Gotta go. Every inch.
Sorry, Shad.
It's okay.
Sorry, Shad.
You don't need to touch that.
Apologies from her sweepers. They obviously thought Shanna's rock was heavier than it was.
We do need to be careful with our peeling here. Yeah, one's good.
I mean,
here.
a straight feels good, Chris.
Yeah.
So the peel is called. I think the double peel would be a bonus. Just get rid of that top one on the center guard is the priority for Chris Heichert.
Whoa, 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 yep.
Roll yellow.
A little bit of a cheeky miss there. Still not a bad situation here for Alberta, though, for trying to generate a steal.
Yeah, not terrible. You still have two center guards that are sitting. Shanna can sneak one around here. Force Saskatchewan to chase her.
Line's good. A bit more line. Hey, you got a little bit more room.
Weight's close.
Room.
Top 4.
Go around.
I think we're okay.
You
We're
gotta
just
go
to
around.
it.
Scrap. Hard.
They're going to try and get it around.
Great shot. Nice sweep.
As our friend Russ Howard likes to say, Alberta called the audible there and decided to go around, and that's a lovely shot from Shanna Snell. And really not too much of an option here for Saskatchewan. Clear out that guard. See if they can get a chance to remove the shot rock at some point later in the end. Chris Heichert with the peel.
Yep.
Have to be a little bit careful with this peel. You don't want to drive it back into that situation.
That's a great shot by Chris Heichert.
Good shot.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Definitely better. You definitely need more ice though, because that one was good, I thought. It's gonna curl for you guys.
See you, Brad.
You slid right after that.
Yeah.
So the card will be the call for Brad Kokoranis. And Trish, we can tell you our first final has been recorded here this afternoon. It is a 7-1 win for Quebec's team Félix Asselin. They defeat Nunavut. Skip by Peter Mackey, 7-1. A steal of 2 in the sixth end. Gets the handshakes.
12.
We're high.
One other game still on the ice. It is Ontario, skipped by Scott McDonald. And Prince Edward Island, skipped by Dennis Watts. They're in a 5-5 tie, playing the 7th end. Reminder that you can get all the scores all the time on curling.ca/scoreboard. That's curling.ca/scoreboard.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep, right up, Chris. Yep.
Appeal by Kelly Schaefer. One other game we're paying attention to today at the Pan-Continental Championships in Alberta, the women's bronze medal game taking place right now at the Winsport Event Center. And it is Canada's team Carrie Anderson getting a deuce in the second end to take a 2-1 lead on the United States, skipped by Tabitha Peterson. Canada, though, top 5 finish at that event. That guarantees our spot at the World Women's Championship in March in Sandviken, Sweden. So great performance there by Team Carrie Anderson in Calgary.
Well, how deep?
Tight.
The guard for Team Alberta.
We get shot rock now.
Finish it. Yes, go. Hard. Whoa.
Ow.
Get
Get our yellow flag tree.
Really good spot, bud. Really good.
No, we could just do this.
Team Saskatchewan looking to peel off that guard and open up that situation again to retain control.
Heard the brief conversation at the other end that maybe they take a pass on the counterclockwise rotation for Kelly Schaefer to maybe see if they can play yellow onto red in the forefoot. But no, they will play the peel.
Hard, you gotta go.
That's going to have to be kept out there, though. I don't know it's going to move out too much.
We went around and went to the pin.
That was the danger of driving anything back into that pile.
But Alberta's going to have to be careful here. They just got the one-shot rock, and they're going to have to protect it. Otherwise, there's 2 Saskatchewan stones sitting in there. You see how that played out? Left the guard up.
Morgan looking at possibly putting a second rock in the house.
Either that or the guard, but you got to make that guard perfect.
And there you heard Brad sum it up. You better make it perfect, otherwise.
But those two rocks in the back of the house could be troublesome.
Yeah, you mean like anywhere high, right? So I still.
Well, and then do you want to play this turn then?
Sure.
Right? Like there.
This is the 3rd time that Prince Albert has hosted the Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. 1984
wide, little light.
was held here as well, and it was a Saskatchewan team that won in 1984, skipped by Randy Wojtowicz.
Yeah.
Less chance of setting up a double.
Yeah. Where do you want it?
And this club
Okay.
also hosted the 2019 New Holland Canadian Junior Championships,
Not much.
which were staged here and the Art Hauser Center.
That's right, and if memory serves me right, we had terrible weather for that as well.
Listen, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Trish, it was nice inside the buildings.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. We had some wicked wind though.
Right to line. Hard line.
Gotta go.
Hard line.
Gotta go.
Whoa. Shed. I don't know. Hard kind. Hard kind. Hard. Harder. Hard.
Trying to get it by that yellow guard. It will not.
That's fine.
A little bit light maybe, but
Push that Saskatchewan stone over though on top of the Alberta stone, so.
And you know, we talk about missing the right way, Trish. And there's an expression that missing the right way was perfect. The weight was good, but you got a really good outcome there as well. Missing it wide and heavy would have been useless, but no, that actually does accomplish something and makes Sean's shot tricky.
Play with this if you like it. I just.
So if you do that, they wrap again.
They wrap. If they show any piece, we're picking it for 3. Yeah. If it's dead buried, we play the short run, or you draw for your 1.
It's up to you.
I'm a little bit surprised Sean isn't going after the shot rock right now.
You make this.
See like 2/3 of that, Kelly.
You like this?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, wait.
Throw hack and.
Okay.
Board makes
I
it.
like it. Chris, you come on this side.
Yeah, that's right. A little rub's not good.
Tickle a guard at the end of the row.
Yeah, you're up 2, playing the 7th end.
Yeah, it's just then you're
Put a little
peeling it
pressure
anyways.
on, get rid of this rock. You don't even need to keep your shooter.
And as they said, even if you're tight and you move that yellow guard, that's not terrible either.
That's right.
Heavy hop.
Get ready. Keep rolling.
Heavy.
Yep. Gotta go, Bertie.
Hey, watch the guard.
I'm watching. Yep.
Watch the top.
Just like that.
That's fine. That's the same result. Yeah.
I don't know where, I think this right. Yeah.
So it is Alberta sitting shot, but there's 3 yellows in the house as well. So instead of guarding, they're just going to concede the one here, draw in to sit second,
Mork's tee's good too.
and take the hammer into the 8th and final end.
Back
They need to
forward.
play with extreme caution, though, because if there's any double available, Sean will line it up, and then it could potentially be a 4 for Saskatchewan.
Same speed I just threw.
I think so, yeah.
Morgan Muse, her final throw of this 7th end. Looking to sit 2 and
Line's good.
ideally
Good.
force
Line,
Saskatchewan
line
into
out.
taking 1.
T-line.
Line. Hard.
T-line.
Line's fine. Close up.
Line only.
Hard.
Line only.
Hard line. Gotta go.
Trying to get it by that short red guard.
Hard. Gotta go.
And is it heavy enough?
Just go. Hard. That's good. That's
Out of the second shot. I think they got it.
And it's gone. I don't think there's a double there. I don't think there's... Oh, there's a tiny little piece poking out.
I don't think too many skips would take that on in this scenario.
It's not worth it.
This one would. So,
Great sweep by that front end of Alberta. Kai McCauley and Shanna Snell get it in there for second shot.
you got enough just by an inch.
You heard Sean say they got enough just by an inch.
Nose, or do you have to roll in, or nose kick?
Nose hit. Get her
Right.
on here. 10?
Yeah.
It's nice right at the broom. We'll hold it.
Nine.
9. Get ready, though. It'll be okay.
Should be okay.
Okay.
And it will be a single point for Saskatchewan. But mission accomplished for Alberta. They're still hanging in there. And they will be down 3, but with last rock advantage when we come back for the 8th end here at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. Welcome back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. We're going into the 8th end of our Draw 1 game between Alberta, Team Morgan Muse from Calgary, and Cochrane against Team Sean Beecham, representing Saskatchewan and playing out of Swift Current. And we are underway, and that's probably not the shot that Saskatchewan would have liked, the long center guard. They would like to keep this front of the house clean, as they do have a 3-point lead, and rocks in play probably not more to Alberta's advantage than Saskatchewan's in this case.
Depending on where Alberta's rock ends up here, you may see Saskatchewan take the opportunity to peel their own rock off. Again, with that 5-rock rule, you can't take anyone else's rock out that's in front of the house, but you could take your own.
And that's an unfortunate miss from Kai McCauley as he hogs his rock, and that does give TJ the chance to peel out her own rock. And that big break for Saskatchewan. This will be TJ's first hit of this game, I believe.
Speed. Yep.
Hard.
Hard. Go, Kelly.
Hard, right out.
Right out.
Right out.
Saskatchewan successfully removing the center guard and also managing to roll off their shooter. And so that front is nice and open and clean like we were talking about earlier, Al.
It's like TJ's first shot never happened.
Exactly.
Just wipe it from the records.
Line skid.
Sakai will add a few feet to his throw. They need to keep this in front of the house. As a corner guard, they need 3 to force an extra end, 4 to win. That's a nice throw from Kai McCauley.
Nice, Kai.
So let's go right top 4 foot. And then it's just peels.
Yeah.
And you heard Chris Heikert sum it up, top 4, and then it's just peels the rest of the way is the perfect game plan.
Line's good.
I thought I was light.
Yeah, we gotta go. I think so.
You gotta go. Go, Pete.
Easy.
That's good. Don't really want to be deep.
Oh, that's gonna be deep.
Mentioned that Chris and TJ both were at the 2003 World Juniors, both won gold medals. Chris was the vice skip for Steve Laycock's team that won that gold medal in 2003. And TJ was the vice skip for Marlies Miller's team that won the gold. That was at Flims, Switzerland.
Line skid.
Marlies Miller is now Marlies Castle.
Yep.
Where do you want it?
Yeah, right here. Hard line.
Just beside it.
Hard line. Keep it going.
Trying to get by that corner guard, but it'll be just a little short.
Good chance.
And I think we'll see some rocks flying here. Got to be careful with that
It will, but
double peel. It might go onto that yellow in the house, but making sure that both the rocks go away is pretty good.
2/3. This way.
Right to the broom.
Yep.
Saskatchewan opting to play the clockwise turn. Likely to see a little bit more curl out of this than you would with the counterclockwise turn.
hard on it.
A lot of spin on that. Should be okay.
Good.
I knew that.
And just as you suspected, there was contact with that rock in the house, but wonderful result. Everything disappeared.
I'm no expert, but this is going to be a tough 3 for Alberta.
It's not looking great.
Line skid.
All you can do is throw up the guards and hope for a miss.
Tough position to be in as a curler because you're thinking the same thing as well. Where am I going to put these so that they can't see them?
The other game on the ice, by the way, is in the 8th end as well. It is Prince Edward Island with a 6-5 lead playing that 8th end. But it is Ontario with Last Rock coming home. Ontario skipped by Scott McDonald.
You want the other turn?
Playing out of the St. Thomas Curling Club in that Prince Edward Island team skipped by Dennis Watts out of Summerside. Reminder, we'll be back on the air at 6 p.m. Central tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. And it is New Brunswick playing Nunavut. First game for New Brunswick and the end of a 2-game day for Nunavut here at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. You'll be able to watch that game on Curling Canada's YouTube channel.
Whoa.
Kelly Schaefer attempting to peel the opposition's rock.
Okay.
Well, removed that corner, but left it a corner with her own rock, and Alberta will try and get behind it right away.
No, I think like 13, 5, 14.
Everybody does it.
Drop it.
Line skid.
Alberta looking to tuck around this guard that they have.
Drop it.
Line skid. It could curl a bit.
Kick switch.
14-5. So tight.
Kai's going to have to work to get this on the rings. And he just gets it there.
I just feel good.
And the broom goes up immediately. Sean Meacham, get rid of the shot rock, but peel is an okay result as well. Just don't miss it wide. That's the job for Kelly Schaefer.
Lead. Yep. Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good throw. Nice throw.
Good throw.
And as you said before, that wasn't the shot that was called, but that is the pro miss on that side, taking rid of that guard. Team Alberta now looking to split the house and draw to the pole side.
Actually, I think they're drawing around their own here. If I saw that call right, I could be wrong, but we'll see what rotation
No, you're right.
Brad plays. Yeah, they're coming around their own. I think that's the only way you're going to get 3 out of this end. But they will need a miss at some point.
Line straight. Yep.
T.
Yep. Line straight. Yep. 14-1.
Pop 8.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Trying to get that as deep as possible.
Nice sweep, guys.
But it will come up short, and
Done.
a chance to end this game now for Sean Meacham. If he can get the double here, that will be handshakes.
One was just telling us. Doesn't have to push wide.
Half, 2/3.
Just make one go away at least, 2. It's not nice.
Yep. Gotta go. Hard.
That's fine. That's good.
Well, we'll play on.
No. Let him make.
Who knows?
So Morgan Buse does have a couple rocks to play with up there. She is sitting shot and a chance to draw behind it. And sit a couple here and maybe turn the pressure up a little bit for Sean Meacham.
4 back 8. It will, yeah. Yeah. 13-5.
Morgan Muse, her first throw of this 8th end.
Hard line.
Down
Go
5-2.
hard line.
Something under it.
And they believe that that picked.
Where is it though?
Tight.
Okay, hard. No, it's too hard.
Sorry, guys.
That's
I
okay.
just feel it like dragging me in my hand. Does he even have to throw this?
Oh, there's the question. Do we even have to throw this? But probably not.
Well, that's the only way.
Hey,
Thanks,
guys. No, you're probably right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Oh,
Shaking hands.
they will concede. Yeah, that I was wondering if that would happen. That would be a tough split.
Yeah.
So that will be a final score, 5-2. Saskatchewan gets the win to open this 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. A reminder, we will be back on the air at 6 p.m. Central tonight. It will be New Brunswick taking on Nunavut here at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. For Trish Bibby, I'm Al Cameron saying so long from Prince Albert.